On the back of kings and generals leading fights, perhaps I might offer this for your consideration. With a love so profound that words simply cannot express. The question: sword, shield, or a hug? When to use each, and when to run the away. You see, everyone operates at different levels. I don't care much for the standard concept of levels, as it implies one might be higher or lower than another. So if you will allow me to frame with some definitions. You see, in truth, levels, well, they are just different. In this case, I will define different as being made up of unique experiences. Because these experiences are individually experienced, they are one of a kind, or unique. Much like your car key or your house key, made of the same ingredient, but unique, opening just this lock, nonetheless. So the ingredients are quite similar, if not identical, but the presentation, the experience, is certainly different. Even an experience shared with one or more people is unique in its interpretation, because its interpretation is viewed through the culmination of many, many unique experiences, individual to each participant. Additionally, levels also has the connotation of one having more than another, perhaps with the implication that more is better, which is very often misleading. Again, a definition might be helpful for the word more, simply meaning a larger number or perhaps intensity. This often looks like years, and perhaps just as often looks like the degree to which one takes to explore the moments of those years. That last part, that's what we will use for the definition of intensity, the attention to which one applies to the exploration of the moment. Now, where interactions get tricky is when people interact with their various levels without awareness or respectful admiration of the differences. When two or more interact at the same or similar level, and with awareness, a synergy is often felt and experiences shared together are similarly enjoyed. This type of interaction often creates a more powerful connection, engaging interaction, and shared purpose. Communication is nearly effortless, and motion toward shared objectives is quick and seems to be the very definition of the word easy. Different points of view are quickly resolved through concise communication, which most often looks like a lot of questions, rapid reflection, shared understanding, and a shared seeking to understand. From that space, choices that lead to the culmination and manifestation of shared objectives becomes quite simple and very clear. Progress is rewarding, and everyone involved feels good. Now, as you might expect, from this space, neither shield nor sword come into play. Smooth, engaged motion is the order of the moment, and spirit is powerfully present. When people of different levels interact, different by significant measure, now some interesting things happen. When all the participants in the interaction are aware of the differences, a powerful growth is possible. It is very often that people are vibrationally pulled together because of their polar differences in vibrations. With a keen awareness in the differentness of the various levels, a sort of power leveling can take place. In other words, the potential for accelerated growth is present. I will expound on the process of power leveling perhaps another day. For now, let's get back to interaction. With a lack of awareness in the differentness, there is the potential for drama, a sort of accelerated conflict, clash, and disharmony. Battle, if you will. The difference here that makes all the difference is awareness, an understanding, and an admiration of the variation in the levels. In other words, seeing your own level and the level of all the others in the interaction, seeing and admiring for what it is. The different variations in levels and the awareness of these levels often manifest themselves in similar ways. There is the self-delusion of more. When a person or group makes the self-judgment that they are more, are at a higher level than the other person or persons or groups involved in this particular interaction, they will often aggress with the sword. Now, this aggression is simply a posture in defense of the illusion of more. In other words, a defense of the delusion of inadequate. Counterintuitive on its face, this is nearly always the default manifestation. It is a challenge for most to consider themselves at a lower or even equal level than someone or something else. The opportunity for powerful growth is lost because the judgment of more is only a ruse for a feeling of inadequacy, which creates an ensuing aggressive defense. Growth is unlikely whilst the sword is rallied about in defense of illusionary superiority. As you might expect, the others engaged in this interaction often reach for shields to defend against the sword. Again, the opportunity for growth is lost, as all attention is in defense. And then we have the self-delusion of less. When a person or group identifies with the illusion of less, it is often that regardless of the intent of the other parties involved, no peace can be had. Shame and self-deprecation lead to the presence of the shield, and its reflection often warrants that the others involved raise their own in defense of that reflection. In some, the reflection is so distastefully identified with that the sword is used to beat away an offense instead of the protection of the shield. It is often said that the best defense is offense. The opportunity for powerful growth is once again lost, as solace is sought in the comfort of the familiar boundaries of known misery. The fear of the unknown is often more frightening than the experience of the familiar, however distasteful. The presence of the sword merits the use of the shield. The presence of the shield merits either sword or shield. Communication is stalled, disagreement becomes fundamental, and positions become entrenched for the long battle ahead. Now, should you find yourself entrenched or wanting to entrench, remember that the only way to win a battle is ensure it never happens. Once a battle has begun, the best you can hope for is to lose less. In other words, faced with a party who will accept nothing but sword or shield, your best bet? Run the f*** away. There is nothing in the clash but more clash. But all is not lost. Should you find the courage, the strength of heart, with the power of awareness and the disarming admiration for the uniqueness of experience, even if just from one side of the interaction, a transmutation can occur. The potential then for a dual awareness, once achieved, then the beginning, the opportunity for powerful growth. Powerful transformation and merging of the polar opposite vibrations to create a synchronous, unified experience into the next. All that is required to achieve such growth is awareness, admiration, and a hug. An embrace. There is no place for sword or shield. In short, with far less words, asking yourself questions instead of questioning oneself is being a masterful student and creates powerful transformation. Inspiring others to ask themselves questions rather than questioning themselves is being a masterful teacher and facilitates powerful transformation.
down your sword, beloved. There's no enemies here. There's no one to fight.